So 9 months ago, I was randomly scrolling through YouTube until I stumbled upon this video. It was a speedrun of the popular and also highly not safe for work game called Fear and Hunger. The video was made by none other than Frapolo, and while watching it, I thought to myself, whoa, he got a world record, that's pretty sick. And then my immediate next thought was to yoink that world record for myself, baby. Now, because you're still watching the video, first of all, thank you for listening to someone like me who has a broken ass microphone. But I'm also assuming that you already know how Fear and Hunger works, so I won't bore you on all the details. Let's instead talk about the speedrun itself. The category I was going for was the any percent E ending, where I needed to get a time shorter than what Frapolo got, which was around 23 seconds. Now, you might be thinking, what the hell? You can beat this game in 23 seconds? Yep, all you have to do is start a new game, get an empty scroll from a crate, and then write "Oh Lord, teach face" in all caps to learn face step, and then clip into the dungeon's pillar to click on a tile you have to face, which then allows you to leave the dungeon without ever stepping in it. It's funny seeing the end credits for this because it displays you like still being in the dungeons mentally because of how fucked up they are, except you never set as much as a single foot in there, so yeah. Another funny thing about this is, looking back, this is meant to be like the Dark Souls of RPG Maker games. This game's so unfair it tells Elden Ring to get good. It's so unfair and unreasonably cruel to the point where you think the creator is some sort of psychopath, yet you can beat the game in less than half a fucking minute. So considering that getting an empty skull from a crate is insanely hard because it's the second unlikeliest item you can get from them, you would have to reset for quite a while before you can get your hands on one, and then you'd have to not screw up the writing and teleporting to get that record. So knowing this, how long do you think it took me to steal Frap's record away from him? Well, oh boy, let me tell you. I had to painstakingly reset over and over and over again just for one empty scroll. It ended up taking a mind-bogglingly long and insane couple hours. Yep, just a couple hours is all it took. Although it did take a long time for me to actually get one, the moment I got an empty scroll meant that the run was already made because I practiced for a while before attempting, so my muscle memory was good. Now, I uploaded the run on my channel and unlisted it so I could submit it, but then a little while after it was uploaded, it skyrocketed in views. Seriously, it's now sitting at a comfortable 309 views. What? I can't even get 100 views nowadays ever since YouTube suddenly decided to curse my entire fucking channel, and this unlisted video gets that much? Now, why did I randomly decide to talk about something that happened 9 months ago? After all, I just stole some dude's record, which is cool and all, but who really cares? Well, sometime after that, Frapolo decided to start streaming Lethal Company, and you guys already know how much I love that game. I uploaded 5 whole videos about it, but at the time I didn't actually purchase it from Steam because, well, I couldn't. So while Frapolo was streaming Lethal Company with his viewers and having fun, all I could do is watch and lament over the fact that I couldn't even be there, since I only owned a pirated version that obviously didn't have any multiplayer, but I didn't give up. So I went on r/Steam giveaways, hoping that somebody would be giving away a free Lethal Company Steam key since it's happened before, but despite me waiting for a really long time, there were none. So I resorted to the next best thing, which was to win even one singular giveaway and maybe find a way to trade that Steam key for a Lethal Company one. Yeah, you can tell I was getting desperate by this point, because I played an anime weeb game called Wonder Wandalier for an hour and 10 fucking minutes, giving a comprehensive review on it just to have a chance at winning a Steam key, only to lose because I'm one person out of like 500. It was not looking good, but thankfully after enough desperation and attempts, I finally win a game called Medieval Kingdom Wars. It's like $7 or something, so I go on the Medieval Kingdom Wars subreddit to see if anybody was willing to trade it for a Lethal Company Steam key since it was worth more, except there was no such thing. So I go into r/Total War thinking I had to do something with Medieval Kingdom Wars because I saw one single post talking about the game once, and here were the results. Are you stupid? What the fuck is Medieval Kingdom Wars even? It sounds like a mobile version like Clash of Clans. The fuck are either of those, and what do they have to do with Total War? Well, I saw somebody make a post about Medieval Kingdom Wars here, and it's also a medieval strategy game, so I figured I could talk about trading it for another video game. I recommend you find the Medieval Kingdom Wars subreddit, but there are none. The Total War subreddit won't help. Most people are now familiar with that game. Maybe try looking for other communities. Fair enough, but unfortunately there weren't any. God damn it, this was another bust. Oh, wait a minute. So yeah, this random guy on Reddit saw that I was willing to make a trade deal, but instead decided to just straight up gift me the game entirely for free, just out of the kindness of his heart. Thank you so much, random stranger. I'll never forget your good deeds, MT Airport 5714. You truly are an unsung hero we don't deserve. More people should be like this man right here, and yet, I was too late. Frapolo never made a third Lethal Company stream. We've come so far and yet fell just short. But you know me, I ain't giving up no matter what. So I kept bothering him about it in almost every single community post he made until he complained, and yet he never budged. He went on to stream other games like Limbus Company instead, and yet the sunk cost fallacy didn't make me stop, and I kept going for months and months on end for nearly a whole year. And then one day I see that he got another Fear and Hunger world record, and this one was much harder due to the extra RNG and you actually needing to play the game. So I jokingly said this in the comments: hey, will you do a third Lethal Company stream if I steal your record? Only if you get a sub 6-minute run. You underestimate me. This was it. The golden opportunity. By this point, I've been asking for Apollo for so long that it pretty much became a channel meme.
How many more comments do we got that make sure you play Lethal Company? Yeah, I may do that, in case you don't know, guys. Breadley has been commenting every single community post I make with a freaking, where is Lethal Company? Where is Lethal Company? Where is Lethal Company? Where is Lethal Company? Every single time.
Now it was time to make it a reality by stealing his record away from him. Unfortunately, it wasn't as simple as just stealing his record because I needed to shave a whole 13 seconds off his run. So I went to work. Now for this run you need to... No, you know what? I don't feel like explaining every meticulous detail about the speedrun like a nerd, so here's an accurate demonstration. Who are you? I'm you, but better. Actually, that's how a successful run goes. Wanna know what most runs are gonna look like?
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang.
The strategy I used was pretty much the same as Propolo's, except my seed was a little better, allowing me to shave a couple seconds off. Also, instead of losing my last arm to poison the final boss early and then stun lock him through the power of gaslighting, I gaslit him immediately so I could poison him a little later while still being able to deal that extra juicy damage. You can even see this in Godhead's record, since he used pretty much the same strat as Propolo with some minor differences, including FromSoftWare missing. Though funnily enough, this being faster than losing both your arms to poison him early didn't even occur to him at the time, as it was just an accident that happened to shave off multiple seconds off his run. Oh yeah, who is Godhead, by the way? Well, he's someone that actually stole Propolo's record before I did and shaved 11 seconds off his run, which gave me a lot of hope. After all, he's made plenty of mistakes there that I can improve on and shave at least 2 extra seconds off of. So after developing my muscle memory, I thought to myself, this was gonna be easy. I already stole that record from Propolo. How bad can getting a sub 6-minute run be? Curse you, Frapolo! Frapolo! Vile Frapolo! Oh, Italy incarnate! There is determination in me yet! Mark my words, you too shall know Lethal Company! Yeah, this ended up taking an entire fucking week. Every single god forbidden day, I would sit there all alone in a dark room talking to myself out of sheer boredom, constantly resetting over and over again just to get a throwing dart from a crate and an empty scroll from a bookshelf, only to get my legs trapped by this motherfucking yellow mage that hated me as much as I hated him and myself for subjecting myself to this torture. This was infinitely harder than last time, especially because there'd be times when I'd get good RNG after a solid 20 minutes of resetting, only to panic and make a mistake that would cost me the run, like choking on the path I had to take, or writing on the empty scroll, or accidentally selecting the wrong item if I didn't get the dart and scroll immediately. Some runs would be especially painful, where I'd get a throwing dart and a quill, saving me time from needing to buy it from the cave dweller merchant, only to not get an empty scroll, or sometimes getting an empty scroll from a crate, which happened like 20 fucking times, yet I had to reset since I didn't get a throwing dart or a second empty scroll to make up for not having a throwing dart, since with a second one I could learn Combustion, which was the strongest spell in the game that costs nothing and always deals 900 damage to the opponent and has a 60% chance to burn things, which would have shredded Francois despite me needing to write a second time on the empty scroll. But I didn't care too much about those, since while they'd result in nigh unbreakable runs, I just wanted a sub 6-minute run. This ended up taking so long that I actually started to consider if that third Lethal Company stream I so desired was actually worth this much pain, which really goes to show what this did to me. way. I would not sleep peacefully knowing that I'd have to wake up to another session of constant resetting till something happened. It was like shiny hunting.
Are you kidding me?
But eventually, the stars aligned and I managed to get the world record on a sub 6 minute run, which set me free, and even then I didn't feel happy. Wanna know why? Because a couple attempts ago I got a really good lucky run only for me to throw and fuck up the FromSoftWare barrel, which was fine because a couple attempts later I got another lucky run where this time I wasn't gonna throw and then this happened. Now I want you to imagine trying to get a world record in speedrunning for a week, only for this to happen to you during the final stretch. The reason why I'm standing there doing nothing and Francois is desperately telling me to play the game is because I got up, sat on another chair like some philosopher for like 15 minutes and left for an hour to do something else, because if I kept playing, I knew something bad was going to happen, which really says something. I'm not someone who gets very mad. There are a few things that piss me off, but the most I do is slam my desk once. This was a step above mere anger. It's no wonder the speedrun category is inactive even by Fear and Hunger speedrunning standards. Anyways, it's been a couple hours since I've submitted my run to the Fear and Hunger speedrun website, so let's see if... What? I thought I did everything perfectly. The timer said I got a sub 6 minute record. Wait, what? What do you mean the timer froze at the 3 minute and 35 second mark? There's no way that actually Oh. Now I understand. So yeah, turns out I froze the timer for like 5 whole seconds on accident without knowing, like a fucking dumbass, which meant that I needed to go back to that horrible dungeon again. No! But Breadley, surely it won't be that hard. You were pretty close on several occasions. You'll be able to do it in no time. Yeah, you know what? You're right. What am I even worried about? Oh my god, I got an empty scroll and a scroll of pyromancy trick and a quill at the beginning of the run, and I've been pretty much perfect the whole time. Now all I gotta do is kill Francois and I'll have an unbeatable record. What? Hit him, you piece of shit! Oh my fucking god, that didn't burn him. Oh my fucking god, that didn't burn him. What? You remember when Afro was playing Elden Ring and then he reached the point where he fought Melania?
I seen something though. Within that altercation, I seen a slimmer of hope. Come here! And it's gone. And it's fucking gone. I tried to fight. I tried to fight back. I tried to fight back. I tried to fight back. I thought I wasn't gonna get bullied, so I stood up to an intolerance in the system. And to what avail? Nothing.
Yeah, that was pretty much how I felt at that moment. No, but seriously, I had the run of the century and then I miss once and hit him twice with pyromancy trick, which has a 70% chance of burning the enemy, only to not burn him at all? What? And you know what? That's not even the worst part, because 3 hours later I ended up with another really good run which would have gotten me a time less than 6 minutes, only to reach the FromSoftWare barrel one last time and fuck up his dialogue because it was getting late and I got tired and rusty after 7 whole hours of speedrunning. I was so upset that I felt like Markiplier when he was playing Pogo Stuck for a few moments.
I didn't lose it, Jack. I didn't lose anything.
My god!
So much like last time, I eventually got the record for real this time, and I didn't feel much of anything in terms of accomplishment again. Hell, my hands weren't even shaky, nor was my heart pounding at all. I felt literally nothing. Fear and hunger had taken all of my emotions away from me and turned me into a clay sculpture. I won and I still felt defeated with no satisfaction whatsoever. Oh well, at least I beat it, and this time got it approved.
Nope.
What? Alright everybody, listen up, I'm picking up information here that Breadley, a Fear and Hunger speedrunner, forgot that you cannot edit in a timer for a speedrun and have to use a live one like he did for the E ending because he couldn't be bothered to read rule T.4, which means that his run has been rejected for the 2nd time in a row and is now worthless. So yeah, I completely ignored one of the speedrun rules, which meant that I had to return to those cursed dungeons once again. Woo! Isn't speedrunning fun, you guys? Well, you know what, at least I'm pretty good at this now to where I can get a record in like 1 or 2 hours. This barely even phases me. But then I noticed something. You see, I got a run that wasn't that bad, and yet when comparing it to Godhead's run, his timer claimed that his run was like 5 seconds faster than mine, even though it didn't look like it. And that's when I realized it. Propolos and Godhead's speedrun timers are fake. They would start out normal, but then every so often the timer would pause for a couple milliseconds before continuing, which eventually resulted in Godhead's timer being 5 seconds inaccurate and Frap's timer being 3 seconds inaccurate, which meant that I've been pursuing a goal with now questionable possibility of achieving within a reasonable amount of time. which is what past Breadley would have said since he didn't talk to the moderators and find out they were just using load time removal, a live split speedrun timer plugin that instantly stops your timer and resumes it after going through a new area that needs to be loaded, which prevents dudes with a better setup from getting a naturally faster time than those who don't, which meant that neither of them were cheating accidentally without realizing, which also made me realize that getting a sub 6 minute run is possible with some effort and luck. It all became clear to me now. My 2 previous sub 6 minute records were fake, rigged, and thus got rejected, but this time was gonna be different. I was gonna get a true record and set it straight. So I entered the world of fear and hunger for one last time, and after an hour something I did it. Finally! It took so long, but now it's been done for real this time with no rigging. And then later I sent it to the leaderboards and it got accepted, baby! 3rd time's the charm. Afterwards I went to celebrate and this was the Discord's reaction to my achievement. Hey Frappo, when you doing that Lethal Company stream? We already talked about this, didn't we? Well, guess who got a sub 6 minute run? What? No shot! Scroll up, you fool! There's no way you actually did it. You underestimated me. Wow, I have no words. No, I actually do have some words. I promise, so congratulations for your run. I'm gonna do another Lethal Company stream in the next 2 weeks. It only took like 9 months, but with enough dedication, you know, finally I have to do a 3rd one. That's some true determination. I gotta admit, I thought after like 2 months he'd do a stream, but man, it takes a lot to convince a YouTuber to do something. Someone else tell him to do a 2nd Lies of P stream, I'm not gonna do it. Now I don't gotta constantly tell him to do another stream in the community posts. Can't wait for you to ask for a 4th time and having to do it in less than a minute. And that's the story of how I cyberbullied an Italian YouTuber into doing a stream against his will by stealing 2 of his world records. Which means the next video is gonna be a Lethal Company video, baby. Yeah, that's really cool, Breadley, but who cares? You're not even 1st place. Anyways, on to some important news. My previous record's been completely obliterated, and when I saw that, I could only think of one word. Unacceptable. So I spent 2 whole weeks of my life trying to get it back, because you needed both a quill and an empty scroll on the same run to write on it, since you'll need to pick a character that starts with dash for a faster time, and the result was nothing. Yeah, during that whole time I never got a run that got both an empty scroll and a quill. This includes all of my many attempts when trying to get the record for the D ending, which shows just how unlikely it actually is, so I just gave up on it. But hey, that's the fun of speedrunning, you know? Even if your run got overtaken, what matters are the memories made along the way, even if they were painful ones. And the fact that you still were once a world record holder. Here's hoping that Frapolo doesn't get another Fear and Hunger record. Please don't get another record, Frap, please.